You're watching NappyCast by Jason Nappy Weather. An upper level low is spinning over New England right now, and that's going to pull out of here today. Finally, this upper level low exits. However, there is wildfire smoke that is thinning out. It's not as dense as it was a few days ago. Some of that smoke, though, is going to be approaching New England into especially Tuesday and Wednesday in the forecast. So get ready for that. It's not going to be incredibly dense, but there definitely will be some. We have a lot in the way of a clear sky here going on behind that upper level low over towards the southeast, the mid-Atlantic. Here's the next front that's taking shape right now over towards the high plains, the Midwest. A little spin going on. What's left of Alvin here, throwing some clouds up into the four corners. Okay, that's a look at the satellite picture. Let's take a look at temperatures here on the chilly side behind that upper level low. You see this low spinning right here. Here's the upper level low. Here's your feature, 39 degrees up in Canada. That's going to pull some cool air, 50s and 60s. And eventually, though, this ridge of warm air is heading east. Okay, we've got over towards Pacific Northwest, big high pressure system keeping things on the cool side, 30s and 40s. Okay, this is not going to be an incredibly hot week, especially out west. Back towards the east, though, that ridge is going to push in. You see that here. We look at the fronts and precipitation. So this upper level low exits. That's the storm that plagued us over the weekend. High pressure gets anchored to our south, and that is going to pump in heat and humidity before the front gets here from the west. That front coming in from the west by Thursday, Friday. There will be thunderstorms firing up in New England Thursday, Friday. There will be some severe weather here over towards the heartland. You see that here with some of that red popping up from the front. Not an incredibly severe weather outbreak, but there certainly will be some severe weather energy. Now, go up in the sky, go up in the atmosphere 25,000 feet. You look at the weather highway, and this shows the features coming through right now. So here is your trough. Here's your deep trough that comes through. This is for today and tonight, okay? That gets out of here, and then we get the ridge to come through, and this ridge is going to pump that southwesterly breeze up into New England and really crank the temperature and the humidity up. Notice here, the wind is coming all the way around this high, all the way up from the Gulf, all the way into New England by Tuesday, Wednesday, and especially by Thursday, okay? That's when it's really going to heat up. This upper level low here that came from the Pacific Northwest and head down off of California kicks Alvin out. Alvin dissipates into nothing very soon. So here's the ridge set up. Here's the front to come through. A little bit of energy coming through late Thursday over towards the east. And then here it is, the 13th weekend in a row where you have precip. A trough comes through, and there will be some downpours with this. A lot of available moisture in the atmosphere by Friday and Saturday there on the weather highway. So there will definitely be downpours coming through. Now, next week, June 9th, big upper level low, but this one does not dive south right now. It stays in the Great Lakes and up in Canada. So we would not get that storm to come down too far into New England. However, it will swing a trough through by middle of the week. So we'll see if we get some shower activity in New England. Now, the convective outlook, so the thunderstorm outlook, okay, for day one, this is today. You see this here out ahead of the front over towards the high plains, the southern plains, over towards the upper Midwest. You've got here an opportunity for some severe weather, level 1, level 2. All clear back east, okay? No threat for severe weather until that front starts to push east. And right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be overly impressive as this system does push east. But I'll put it out to day 2. This is tomorrow on your Tuesday. There's your front right towards the heartland, back down towards Texas. And then this system fades away by day 3. It's only a level 1 back towards the Ohio Valley. So precip-wise here, I'll show you this upper level low gets out of here, and then we've got high pressure in control right here. Okay, this is Wednesday, okay, and around that high, you are going to have heat and humidity build up. There's your front. It's kind of like a squeeze play. The front is off to the west. Okay, that's where your downpours, your severe weather will be. And then eventually, on the weather highway, that front begins to get re-energized as it dies. Another system comes through. This is the one, a little piece of energy here that comes through. This system right here is going to bring those downpours for Friday into Saturday back east, and we clear out here back towards the west. Okay, so that's going to be Wednesday time frame for that to come through into Saturday. And then on Sunday, we clear out. Here's that big upper level low over towards the Great Lakes and just north of that up in Canada. That doesn't quite push south. It does pull some rain to the south, though. However, I expect us to clear out by Sunday. So it's not a complete washout back east for the whole weekend. Cloud cover right now, as I focus on New England just a little bit, get a little bit of a surface feature here that's coming through. And here's the cloud cover from the upper level low that's pushing through. Here's your wildfire smoke that is fading away. It is mixing out, okay? But there still will be some. It's not going to be as dense as it was the past couple of days here. But in New England, especially on late Friday into Saturday, where you see these dark greens popping up here for Saturday, this is downpour activity here. That's going to be heavy rain coming through. Once again, a lot of available moisture in the atmosphere, so the atmosphere gets wrung out, and you're going to see likely 1 to 1.5 inches of precip from that. Also want to talk about temperatures. Okay, you can see here clearly the temperature anomaly. So that's the temperature compared to what it typically is. This is Wednesday. Notice here, on Wednesday, you have temperature anomalies, especially up in the mountains, the Central Highlands, the Western Mountains of Maine, up towards New York, north the Catskills, the Adirondacks. You're going to see temperature spike 10, 20, maybe even 25 degrees above typical, and it will be humid, especially late Wednesday into Thursday. And then into the weekend, those temperatures start to cool off just a little bit, but this is not going to be a chilly weekend like we have seen in weekends past, okay? Temperatures are going to stay on the mild side going forward. So you're finally asking about that. Well, there we go. We're finally going to see temperatures begin to warm up in the forecast. Let me go ahead now and focus in on Maine just a little bit and northern New England, where got my loyal followers there, and show you the precip for today. So let's switch over a little bit more local instead of the national picture. And on your Monday, there will be passing showers, even a few pop-up thunderstorms. This is the forecast Monday into Tuesday. This is not going to be incredibly heavy for everyone. Notice the showers are pulling out of the Central Highlands, pulling out of down east this afternoon. And then we get a few pop-ups that come through the Central Highlands, Katahdin region, and the county by this evening. So there will be passing showers in the forecast later on today, especially the farther you head to the north, okay? The farther you go north, that's where those showers and even a few thunderstorms pop up today. You see up in Aroostook County, it is just about overcast. Bangor, there's some breaks. Eastport, there are some breaks. A lot of clouds around. Those are going to exit. Then we get hot and humid and smoky midweek. Smoke, not a major factor. There will be some. Heat and humidity, you will notice dew points are going to get to the low and mid-60s for a time, especially on Thursday. And dew points will stay up a little bit into the weekend. This is going to be 13 weekends in a row with rain in the Northeast and New England. So, look, it happens. We'll take it over wildfires, right? Definitely take rain every few days over a wildfire situation, okay? Now, the next 10 days in the mountains, 74 tomorrow, 84. Heat coming up, high. That's a lot of heat. That is definitely much more of a summer, not even a preview, right? That's like full-on summer right there. That's like July, August, especially when you have the humidity into the forecast. But it won't last all that long in the mountains. We'll have those scattered thunderstorms and then on and off showers to start the weekend. However, on Sunday, mountains and inland, the sky clears. So we're heating up, 79, 84, 87, heat and humidity. There will even be some 90s for sure coming, especially the The southwest interior of Maine, even maybe the western mountains make a run. Those inland locations are going to make a run for 90. I could see even Augusta making a run for 90 Thursday. Now, 71, 76, but Sunday we clear out. So it's a 50-50 weekend. We know the drill. It's rained a lot of Saturdays the last several. It feels like more than a dozen, but it hasn't always been on a Saturday. But lately, Saturdays have been the day, and this is going to happen again this Saturday. So once again, I'll say it like I've been saying it for weeks. On Sunday, that's when you want to make your plans, okay? This past Sunday, it wasn't too bad. There were passing clouds, sunshine along the coast. This Sunday coming up, it's going to be full-on sun, just partly cloudy at the coastline, okay, after we cool off. We'll make a run for the 80s with the sea breeze. Will keep us just below that along the coastline on Wednesday and Thursday with that sea breeze kicking up. Thank you for watching NappyCast.com.